So in this video, we will be discussing about the question number 409 lead code. So the question is longest palindrome. So the person states that a given string S, which consists of lowercase or uppercase letter, return the length of the longest palindrome that can be built with those letters. Letters are case sensitive. For example, capital A and small a is not considered a palindrome. So what we have to return is we will be having a string S we can see in example 1, A, B, C, 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 D, D, and we have to return the length of the longest palindrome. But we can say in example 1, the longest palindrome visible to our eyes is 4 Cs. So the length should be 4, while there is 7. So in this question, what we have to do is, we have given a string. We have to arrange the string like that, such that we can get a longest palindrome. And after that, we have to return the length of that longest palindrome. So how can we do that? Let's see. Okay. So given is a string S, let's suppose A, B, 4 C's, and 2D. This is a string given, and we have to return the length of the longest palindrome. This is our question basically. So if we see with normal eyes, we can see that the longest palindrome is of length 4, but the output is 7. So how it is 7? If we arrange this string, we can see that A, B, C, 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 and D, D. Let us arrange. First, we will see there are 2Ds. We will arrange 2Ds, 4Cs, 2Cs here, and 2Cs here, and then a B, B. Then there left a A. But we can't add A here because then it will not be a palindrome. So what is palindrome basically? Palindrome is when we write something and reverse it, it should be same. Let us take a name Naman. This is a name Naman, and if we reverse it, let's suppose Naman N A M A and N. If we reverse the string, we get the same string as the original string Naman. So this is called palindrome. So in this case, we got a palindrome DCCB CCD, and if we reverse that, we get the same string DCCB CCD. So how can we do that? This question we can do that by using an ordered map. How? Let us form a map. Solution. Let us build a map which has element A, B, C, and D. 4 elements. Okay. A, B, C, and D. We will add their frequencies. Number of A's is 1, number of D is 1, number of C's is 4, and number of D is 2. So 1, 1, 4, and 2. What we have to do is, after creating this map, we have to traverse through this map and check if the frequency is even. If it is even, we will initialize a length key variable with 0. And if it is even, we will directly add to the length, like length plus 4, then length plus 2. So now the length value is 6. But if it is not even, we will just simply make it even and add to the length. How? This is the case of if part. If even. This is the part of else. If not even. If not even, we will make it even. Let's suppose 1. How we will make it even? We know that if there is an odd number like 9 or 11, if we minus or decrement it by 1, we will get an even number 8 or 10. So similarly, we will add frequency minus 1 to the length, and we will also initialize a count pointer 0, and we will increment the count pointer by 1. Why we are incrementing count pointer or why we are creating a count pointer is, in the first case we saw that after using the all elements of map, there is remaining a. So we have to check if there is a remaining character in a map. After we get a, if we don't get an empty map, then we will simply return the len. But if the map is not empty, we will simply increase the len by 1 and then return the len. So this is a whole logic. So how it will work is, first it will check a, not an even number. So we will len plus equals to fric minus 1, which is equal to 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So len is now 0. Then again it goes to b. Not an even number. Same, len plus fric minus 1 is again 0. So len now is also 0. Then go to c. It's an even number. We will directly add the number. Now the length is 4. Now we'll go to d. It's an even number. We'll directly add to the length. Now it's 6. So len value is 6. But we can see that after creating a palindrome, we are getting an extra element. So what we can do is we will return 6 plus 1, which is equal to 7. And if we see the question again, in the first example, the output is 7. So that will be our approach. So let us see the solution. So first what we are doing is we are creating an unordered map of char and int mp. The second step, we are going to add the elements in the map and their frequency. So for char s, char x in a string, we are going to add the frequencies mp of x, x plus plus. So till now we are just adding the elements, adding element. Now the second step, we are going to initialize our variables. So first is count variable, count initialized to 0, and the second is len equal to 0. Now what we have to do is we have to traverse through the map for auto x in map. The first condition we will check is if mp of x dot first is an even number or not. If it is an even number, we will simply add it to the len mp x dot first. And if it is not an even number, we will make it even and add it to length mp x dot first minus 1, and we will increment the count pointer count plus plus. So this is the whole traversing part of map we are doing. Now after that we have to check last condition. If count is greater than 0, that means there are some elements or some characters remaining in the map. We have to just increment the len by 1 again, and the last part is to return the return the len. So this is our whole approach. So those who don't know what is x dot first, so let me explain in simpler terms. If you have used an array before, so you know that there are some indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, and there are some value 10, 20, 21, and 32 something. So if we want to access 20, value 20, so we have to take the index number 1. If you have to access 32, you have to choose the index number 3. Like that, in map, there are two values stored in. First, we stored a character, which is A, B, C, whatever, and their frequencies 1, 3, 4, whatever. So if we want to access A, we will choose x dot second. This is called second. If we have to access number part, we will access x dot first. So how it's doing? For the second part, the indexes are x dot first. For the first part, the indexes are x dot second. So for accessing the frequencies, we are accessing the x dot first. So if we have to access 3, we will just write MP of B to access 3. So that's the whole logic. So this is our logic. We will first create another map, then add elements to it. Then we initialize our pointers count and len, initialize to 0. Then we will traverse to the map and check the condition. If the frequency is even, we will directly add it to the len. And if not, we will make it even and add it to len. And we will simply increment the count pointer. After that, we will simply check if the map is empty or not. If not, then we will simply again increment the len by 1 and return the len. So this is our whole approach. Let's move to the lead code and solve it. The first step is to create another map, another map of char and int mp. Then we have to add elements, carrots, a string mp of x plus plus. Now we have to initialize terms count and int len 0. Then we have to traverse through the map auto x in mp. We will check if mp x dot first is an even number or not. If it is even, we will directly add to the len x dot first, and if not, we will make it even and add to the len mp x dot first minus 1, and we will simply increment the count pointer. And at last, we will check if our map is traversed completely or empty, which returns 0. That means there's something left. So we'll increment the length of 1, and at last we will return the length. So this is the whole approach, and it should run fine. So consider accepted. Let us submit. And yeah, it's running fine. So that's it for this video.